I've been so excited to do this call since we hit Chairman 750 roughly about a week ago at this point. And I've been writing this training with so much intention to be able to help the people out like me, right? The individuals that started from the bottom. And I really believe that tonight, wherever it is that you're at in the world, we're going to experience an insane amount of breakthroughs. We're going to experience an insane amount of just clarity, right? And direction inside and outside of this business. But before we get into that, there's a few things that I want to cover. First and foremost, I hope that wherever you're at in the world, as you can see in the chat box, we literally have people tuning in from all over the world. It looks like the United Nations inside of the chat box. Wherever you're at in the world, I hope that you're safe right now. I hope that you're inside practicing social distancing. I hope that you're healthy, and I hope that you're absolutely thriving. And as I look inside of that chat box, I can't help but realize that God is real. It is so evident that God is real in a world right now where there's absolute chaos. There's so much segregation. There's so much battling. I look inside of this chat box and I realize that I think we have it figured out. And I really believe that God has his hand on what it is that we're doing here, because we have people from all demographics. We have people from all sexualities. We have people from all different types of cultures coming together with the same intention to be able to learn, to be able to grow, to be able to teach, to be able to enrich, to be able to empower, and to be able to educate, right? And I think that that's absolutely beautiful, right? So I'm excited to be on this call right now. This is my happy place, guys. Being able to teach you guys, being able to vibe with you guys, being able to thrive with you guys. This right here is my happy place. So for those of you guys that don't know me, I know that as of recently, the company has experienced hyper massive, monumental, record-breaking growth, which means that there's new individuals that are joining this organization each and every single day as we approach 4,000 people on this call right now. Right? If you guys are just joining the business, we welcome you to the family. We welcome you to the financial revolution. My name is Matt Rossa, and I'm one of the newest Chairman 750s here within I Am Mastery Academy. Meaning that my business partner and I, Jason Brown, have completely maxed out the entire compensation plan. And I want to teach you guys significant skill sets, significant lessons that I learned on my way to that rank of Chairman 750. But, this call, it's not for the rock stars in the industry. If you're on here, you're a rock star in the industry, shout out to you. But this call is for the average individuals, the people like me, the individuals that had no idea what this was getting started, the individuals that didn't have a blue check mark on their social media inside of Instagram, the individuals that don't have 1 million people inside of their contact list, the individuals that were counted out, the individuals that are the misfits. You see, this call is for you guys, because just like you guys, I started exactly where it is that you're at right now. Maybe some of you guys are in a worse position. Maybe I was in a worse position than you guys are right now. But truth be told, guys, this was not handed to us. And before we get into, what we've been able to experience inside of this business, I want to give credit. I want to give credit as to where credit truly is due. And this is on behalf of both me and Jason Brown, my business partner, and also a corporate for the company. First and foremost, we thank God. That's first and foremost. Without God, I mean, you look at this company, it doesn't make sense, right? It does not make sense, guys. I want to read to you guys. Oh man, I hope I just deleted a bunch of text messages, but I hope they're still here, guys. So I want to read something to you guys. You see, from March 1st to June 1st, so March, April, May, June, that's 90 days, right? 90 days. I'm going to turn on the chat box for this one because you guys are going to lose your minds when you hear this. From March 1st to June 1st, I just got the rank report, right? I just got the rank report for the company. I want you guys to see this, right? I want you guys to see the individuals that are truly thriving. From March 1st to June 1st, the amount of lives that we've been impacting here within I Am Mastery Academy. We've had one brand new Chairman 750, right? We just had a brand new Chairman 750. Shout out to Mr. David 𝐿𝐼𝐻 that just recently hit it as well. So 2 Chairman 750s, a Chairman 500. Shout out to Bryce Thompson, a brand new Chairman 250. Look at this, guys. Six brand new Chairman 100s and above. 6 brand new Chairman 100s and above. We've had 20 Chairman 50s. 20 brand new Chairman 50s. This is from March until June 1st. 20 Chairman 50s. 30 brand new Chairman 25s. 30 brand new Chairman 25s. Oh my God, look at this. 92 brand new Chairman 10s and above. Now guys, look. I love the Chairman ranks, right? Because that signifies an immense amount of leadership. That signifies an immense amount of breakthroughs. But you know what really excites me more than a total of 150 brand new Chairmans in a 90-day span? How many platinum ranks? You see, I didn't come into this business for the rock stars. I didn't come into this business for the people that can defend themselves. I came into this business as a hope dealer. I came into this business to provide opportunity for the people like you and I. This is where it gets good. Guys, in a 90-day span, 222 brand new Platinum 5000s. Guys, that's a full-time income anywhere in the world with a team of over 225 customers on your team. Guys, in a 90-day span, 908 Platinum 2000s, 2,319 brand new Platinum 1000s. This one is where it got me. This is where it got me. I spoke to David 𝐿𝐼𝐻 and he said, the reason that I joined this company was because of Platinum 600. You see, I've been to places where I've built, like in the Democratic Republic of Congo, where it's the second poorest country in the world. And then I've also built in places like Australia, where the economy is absolutely thriving. And despite where it is that I've been, and $600 a month is not just a luxury, it's a blessing. Platinum 600. In a 90-day span, 6,588 brand new Platinum 600s. I'm going to say that again. That went over some of your heads. 6,588 brand new Platinum 600s in a 90-day span. You guys ready for the Platinum 150s? Platinum 150 is that belief check. Platinum 150 is where you're able to shift somebody's mind. Platinum 150, the vast majority of us have never been in entrepreneurship before, and this is our first opportunity in it. Platinum 150 is what helped me realize what is potential. Guys, 14,949 Platinum 150s in a 90-day span. 14,949. 14,949 brand new Platinum 150s. Guys, totaling 30,000 brand new Platinum leaders. 30,000 brand new Platinum leaders in a 90-day span here within I Am Mastery Academy. Now, past profits don't guarantee future results, and what it is that's been done up until this point does not dictate where it is that we're going, right? But I'm letting you guys know right now, when I saw that, I realized that none of this makes sense. None of this makes sense. A kid like me that was borderline homeless, sleeping on people's couches, sleeping inside of my fiance's car, dropped out of school when I was about 16, 17 years old, no college education, to be leading and helping lead, rather, because there's so many individuals that help make this a reality, but helping lead a movement like this to $1 billion brand as to where we impact the lives, enrich the lives, and educate the lives of 1 million people across the world. Nah, it don't make sense until you realize that God's hands over this company. So that's first and foremost, guys. First and foremost is, for me, I want to thank God for helping us achieve this rank. Second, I want to thank the squad. Each and every single one of you guys have played a pivotal and massive role as to why it is that this company is in the position that it is today. I want to thank Christopher Terry. from the bottom of my heart, the CEO of I Am Mastery Academy, somebody who is genuine, somebody who puts people before profits, somebody who will sacrifice the profits for the people in order to make sure that we are taken care of. Thank you for giving, somebody like me and somebody like Jason, who was delivering Chinese food when we found this business, an opportunity to really, really become something, an opportunity to stand upon a platform and be heard, to lead nations, to do God's work, right? And last but not least, I want to thank my support system, the individuals that dealt with my BS, my craziness, my anxiety, my insanity, right? My wife, my best friends, my family. Because without you guys being the reason why I do this business, I would not be to where it is that I am today. All the chairmen that helped us get here, we recognize we didn't build this. You guys did. We just helped build you. You see, you build the leaders, and the leaders will build the organization and the team. So with that being said, guys, I'm excited to jump right into this thing, right? But disclaimer, guys. All this information is completely useless if you don't do two things. First and foremost, the first thing that I'm going to need you guys to do is to make sure that you guys are taking notes. I promise you guys, it's a proven fact that you're going to forget vast majority of what you learn. You're only going to retain 5% of what it is that you learn if you don't write this stuff down. The next thing that I'm going to need you guys to do is that I'm going to need you guys to teach every single individual that's not on this call in your organization, or anybody that may join your organization in the future, what it is that you're about to learn. Because truth be told, guys, it's not necessarily about what it is that you can do or what it is that I can do, rather what it is that we can teach. Because what we can teach is duplicatable. Duplication leads to momentum, and momentum leads to the residual income that each and every single one of us are after. So with that being said, I'm going to slam open this chat box really quick. Drop a 777 if you're excited for breakthroughs. Drop a 777 if you're excited to go to the next level. Drop a 777 if you're excited to potentially become one of those success stories over the next 90 days, ladies and gentlemen, because our goal here is to impact, enrich, and empower the lives of 1 million customers, right? Our goal here is to help create 1,000 Chairman 10s and above by December of 2020. So what does that mean, guys? I'm about to give you guys the keys in order to make that a reality. Guys, each and every single rank, Jason and I, we went Chairman 10 relatively quick. Here, give me 1 second. One second, I'm sorry. So Jason and I, we went Chairman 10 relatively quick. And it was something that was always the intention. And a lot of people see the success that we've had and they say, well, Matt, Jay, you guys were able to hit the rank of Chairman 10 in 63 days, when in reality, that's not the case. You see, a lot of the times people compare their chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10, 15, or even chapter 100, right? And we had been in the industry for about a 3-year span prior to joining the company. We had only made about $2,000 a month inside of the industry at that point. But we had gained so much information, so much knowledge. I spent, over a 2-year span not making significant income, enough income to sustain my lifestyle. 3-year span, not making enough income to sustain my lifestyle, and really be able to reinvest back into my business. But during those times, we were paying for the lessons. We were paying for what we needed to get ready for, right? Essentially. So with that being said, when I talk about these ranks leading up to Chairman 10, the platinum ranks, I'm talking about it in perspective to where it was that I was at the time that I was making that ranks money, right? So whether it was a few years before I started in the company or not, the significance is still the absolute same. And what you're going to realize is that a lot of this information is actually pertainable in your day-to-day life, maybe even in your traditional businesses, or whether you're whatever it is that you're doing, you're a student, whatever the case may be. Reason being is because this is information that is based upon leadership. right? And each and every single one of us are a leader on this call. Some of us are leading our household, right? As parents or as husband and wives. Some of us are leading at our jobs. Some of us are leading on the sports team. Some of us are leading inside of this organization. And if you're not leading anything, trust me, at some point in your life, you absolutely will become a leader. So this is information that's truly pertainable to all aspects of life, right? So let's just jump right into it, right? The title of this is My Story Led to Their Glory, right? My story led to their glory, right? My story was utilized in order to praise his glory. My story was utilized in order to help create glory inside of a lot of individuals' lives. We have over 120,000 active subscribers inside of our organization. And these are the lessons that help create that, right? This is the journey of a Chairman 750. Right now would be a good time to start taking notes. So with that being said, the first lesson that I learned at the first rank of the company, Platinum 150, meaning you have 3 customers inside of your organization, is that I had to learn to unlearn. I had to learn to unlearn, guys. Let me set up my phone really quick. I had to learn to unlearn. You see, this industry, guys, this industry is absolutely incredible, right? This industry is absolutely a blessing. But guys, it takes breaking habits, right? It takes breaking old habits. It takes breaking old mindsets. It takes, breaking old ideologies. You have to learn to unlearn what it is that we've been taught. You see, a lot of us have been taught to think about money a certain way. I had to stop thinking about money that way. A lot of us had been taught how to make money a certain way. I had to stop making money a certain way, right? A lot of us had been taught, cliches like, money is the root of all evil, when in the Bible it says that the love of money is the root of all evil, not necessarily money is the root of all evil, right? So I had to learn a lot of cliches inside of my life that caused generational curses to appear inside of my life, right? And I had to break these bad habits. I had to break these bad ideologies. I had to break this bad mindset, this self-doubt that I had, right? I had to stop believing that I was a product of my environment and that I was bound to these generational curses, right? Guys, I had to stop drinking 8 days a week, right? I had to stop fighting in the streets, right? I had to stop talking to myself negatively, right? I had to stop and I had to unlearn certain things. I had to learn to unlearn a lot inside of my life. A lot of you guys on the opposite side of the spectrum, maybe you didn't have it rough. And there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe you're used to being inside of an office. Some of you guys work for Merrill Lynch and amazing Fortune 500 companies. Well, in this industry, you're going to have to learn to unlearn some of the things that you've been taught inside of this business. You're going to have to unlearn some of the things that your job or your managers may have taught, or the things that you may have learned in university, because this is a very different industry. And as long as you learn to unlearn and remain coachable to learn new things, you're going to experience new heights. So that was the first thing that I learned, right? Platinum 150. I was like, whoa, my old ways are not going to work here. Platinum 600. Platinum 600 means that you have 12 customers inside of your organization. 12 customers inside of your organization. It's a part-time income literally anywhere in the world, right? And when I was making that Platinum 600 type of income, guys, before this industry, I never read a book that I wasn't forced to read in school. Prior to this industry, I didn't know what personal growth or personal development was. I sure as hell wasn't listening to Tony Robbins or Bob Proctor, right? I wasn't listening to a lot of these thought leaders like Simon Sinek or Mr. Rich Wilkerson, John C. Maxwell, Carl Lentz, right? I wasn't listening to individuals that were going to help me grow, right? And personal development, it helps you grow so much more than just business. Because when I first started doing personal development was around the P600 level, right? The importance of personal development. I started doing that around the P600 level, right? And at that level, right around that level, I only started focusing on business personal development, how to close deals, how to prospect, how to build the business, network marketing this, and entrepreneurship this. But what I came to realize is that personal development is so much more than just helping you out with your business, right? Personal development is going to help you go ahead and grow your spiritually, right? I have multiple books here and I listen to multiple audios. You see, like, you want to talk spiritual, Where's the other one? Well, I think my wife has one of them right now, but it's cool. You want to talk spiritual? Check this out. You have Rich Wilkerson's Sandcastle Kings, Soar by T.D. Jakes, right? You have to be able to grow your spirituality, right? But not only do you want to grow your spirituality, you got to be able to grow your mindset, right? So when you're growing your mindset, right, there's different things as like Unshakable by Tony Robbins, right? When you want to go ahead and grow your leadership, you're going to jump into when you want to grow your leadership, you're going to go ahead and you're going to start messing around with some John C. Maxwell or some Simon Sinek, some John C. Maxwell. Essentially, what it is that I'm saying is that personal development isn't just growing your business. Personal development is going to provide you guys the knowledge, right? The knowledge and knowing when to apply that knowledge, which is wisdom. Right? Because when you have knowledge and you know where to apply that knowledge, then it becomes wisdom. So it's going to provide you guys the wisdom on what to do when problems arise. Yes, guys, guess what? Problems are going to arise. It's inevitable that problems will begin to arise in entrepreneurship, in any facet of life. Right? Problems will become a reality, right? But the problem is never the problem. The problem is how you decide to deal with the said problem, right? So that was Platinum 600. But let's talk about Platinum 1000, right? At the Platinum 1000 level, you have at least 30 customers inside of your organization. Platinum 1000 was significant for me. Why? Because of the fact that I looked at my managers at work, right? I looked at my managers at work. And when I looked at my managers at work, I realized that the vast majority of them were responsible for about 20 individuals. At the Platinum 1000 level, you have 30 customers inside of your organization. You see, at the Platinum 1000 level, it was so pivotal for me because that was literally a massive pay increase. Imagine Platinum 1000 added on to what it is that you're already doing, right? So the lesson that I learned at Platinum 1000 was that I learned my story is my identity. You see, my story was going to reach the masses far before any product. My story was going to reach the masses far before any compensation plan. You see, guys, I could be on this call or I could be on any meeting and I could talk about the logistics of what trading is. You know, Forex is an abbreviation for the foreign exchange markets. $5.3 trillion a day traded in the foreign exchange markets. Did you know that cryptocurrency is the future way? Guys, that goes over people's heads. People essentially do not care about those type of things, right? Facts tell, but your story is what's going to sell, ladies and gentlemen. Your story is what it is that creates your identity. Your story, ladies and gentlemen, is what it is that people can relate to. You know, your story's like a thumbprint. And there's only one in the world that is yours. There's only one. Not even this thumb has the same as this one. There's only one thumbprint in the world that is yours. That is your identity. That is your identity. And it's what people are able to relate with. It's special. Now, a lot of people, I spoke to somebody the other day and he said, well, Matt, I didn't grow up in a rough household. Matt, I finished college. Matt, I went and I played sports and I did great. And I went out and I graduated and I got a good job and now I have a wife and kids and I have a nice house and a picket fence. Like, I don't have a rags to rich story. Yo, that story is your glory. That story is your glory. And you think you're the only person in the world with that? I mean, like with a similar situation. No, there's other people that are going to be able to relate to your story. So the individual that tells their story the most wins. How do you tell your story? Well, write this down. This is how you tell your story. First and foremost, where were you prior to finding out about the opportunity? Where were you prior to finding out about the opportunity? What were you doing business-wise? Were you studying? You know, where were you working? Whatever the case may be. Where were you mentally? Whatever the case may be. Where were you before you found out about the opportunity? Second, how did you find out about the opportunity? How did you find out about the opportunity? Who told you about it? You know, who recruited you? Who gave you that call? Hey, you know, I have an opportunity, right? Who did that? How did you find out about it? Did you find out about it on Instagram? Did you message someone? Right? So first is, where were you before? How did you find out? The third is, where are you currently? Being inside of the business, what has your experience been? It doesn't matter if you've made a lot of money yet. It doesn't matter if you've seen an insane amount of success yet. You see, a lot of what this company offers is not going to be found in the applications on your phone. Essentially, what I'm saying is the immeasurables. If you haven't experienced a lot of success yet, have you experienced breakthroughs? Have you experienced shift in paradigms? Have you experienced, team camaraderie? Where are you currently right now? And last but not least, where do you see this thing going? The vision here, again, is to impact, enrich, and educate the lives of 1 million customers around the world and to create 1,000 chairman 10s and above, in turn putting us at $1 billion brand, right? So with that being said, guys, where do you see this thing going and what is your significance inside of that? You see, that is how one tells his story. And as I was at the Platinum 1000 level, I was telling my story 8 times a day minimum. 8 times a day minimum, right? So with that being said, that's one of the highest paid skill sets that you're going to have inside of this industry, not just at the rank of Platinum 1000, but literally even at the rank of Chairman 750, right? Let's talk Platinum 2000. Let's talk Platinum 2000. Platinum 2000, this may sting for a few of you guys, but I learned to walk it like I talk it. We all know that song from the Migos, right? Walk it like you talk it. Hey, if you listen to what it is that they're saying, be about what it is that you're saying, right? Actually be about it. Don't just talk about it, be about it, right? And when I think about that, I come across so many individuals on a day-to-day basis that contact me and they say, yo, Matt, I'm going to be your next chairman. Yo, Matt, I'm going to build an organization of X, Y, and Z. Yo, Matt, I'm going to have impact to the masses. And then those same individuals 90 days later on another deal, or 90 days later they quit on themselves, or 90 days later they're just MIA. 90 days later they may even block you on social media, right? And what I realize is that there's a lot of talk inside of this industry, right? Obviously, we're public speakers by nature. This is a relationship building business, and a lot of people get that type of talk, which produces income, confused with the type of talk that don't produce a damn thing. A lot of people get the type of talk that produces income confused with the type of talk that doesn't produce anything at all, right? And I realized at Platinum 2000, you need to walk it like you talk it. Your team's not going to listen to what it is that you say. They're going to watch what it is that you do. You see, our team didn't start touring until we began touring. Our team didn't start enrolling the way we enroll until we began to do it first. There was no Chairman 500 before we hit Chairman 500. There was no Chairman 250 before we hit Chairman 250. There was no Chairman 750 before we hit Chairman 750. Essentially, what it is that I'm saying is that you got to go out and you got to walk it like you talk it. You got to walk it like you talk it, because your team's not going to do what it is that you say. They're always watching it. You guys are always watching me and Jay. I know it. I know it. So we need to stay on point and really practice what it is that we preach. Are you an actor that has just rehearsed the lines? Or are you really practicing what you preach? Are you an ask yourself that. Are you an actor who has rehearsed lines in order to sound good, or are you out there practicing what you preach? Because Jason will never tell you to do something that we do not do ourselves, right? And a lot of us are having conversations with our loved ones. A lot of us are having conversations with the people that we care about. Yo, mom, dad, get ready. I'm going to retire now. Yo, babe, pack your bags. We're going to Tahiti. Right? We're having these conversations. Kids, where do you want to, you want to go to Disney World? Let's go. I'm going to take you to Disney World. Christmas is going to be great this year. And the crazy thing is they believe us. And the reason that they believe us is because they love us. Well, if we're going to have the courage to be able to talk to our family like that and make promises like that, you better have the courage to walk it like you talk it. Because I don't know about you, it's easy to go to the family and say, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. It's very hard to be able to say, I quit. It's very hard to be able to say, I didn't work the way I said I was going to work. It's very hard to be able to say, I didn't commit to what it is that I said I was going to commit to. So if you're going to have those conversations, you better walk it like you talk it. I'm going to open up the chats really quick. How you guys feeling really quick? We're just about to smack Platinum 5,000 right now, which means we're about halfway through the compensation plan. How you guys feeling really quick? Incredible. Man, I love this industry. I love this business. I love each and every single one of you guys. We're about to smack 5,000 on this call right now. All right. Platinum 5,000. The lesson I learned at Platinum 5,000 you got to reinvest back into your business. This is a business at the end of the day. And what I didn't realize up until the rank of around Platinum 5,000 is that it takes money to make money. I fell in love with this industry because it was only, a few $100s in order to get started. So I was like, what? Heck yeah. Only a few $100s in order to start trading. Heck yeah. Like that's a no-brainer. And I decided to only spend that. And when you reinvest into your organization, it shows that not just a lot of people think that reinvesting, I mean just money, right? And that's a huge portion of it. But I also mean reinvesting your time, reinvesting your energy, reinvesting absolutely everything that you can, the intangibles as well. But for the tangibles, for the measurables, you got to invest money as well, right? Here's the thing that I realized. My wife, my business partner, and I, for a while, we were running a brick and mortar company. And we're doing IV sales, right? So literally intravenous vitamins, right? And it was a brick and mortar location, had a storefront. We had 2 in Texas, 1 out here in Miami, and a few other locations. But it was expensive, man. It cost so much money, and there were so many issues. And if the roof leaked, then we had to deal with that. And then if somebody complained, then we had to deal with that. Then we have to deal with the different personalities of all the employees there. Then we have to deal with insurance, and then we have to deal with the overhead, inventory, like just so many different things that I think that we take this industry for granted. I truly believe that we take this industry for granted. Give me 1 second. So what I realized is that I needed to make sure that I went ahead and I reinvested back into this business, guys. You see, P5000 is a full-time income literally anywhere in the entire world. So take that money, reinvest it, and help other individuals be able to accomplish what it is that they're looking to accomplish, right? Now, Chairman 10, about 300 Chairman 10s inside of the organization, meaning that we're about 30% on our way to the goal of 1,000 Chairman 10s and above, right? Real quick, who in here is going to be one of those Chairman 10s? We got 5,000 people on the call right now. Who's going to be one of those Chairman 10s and above here within I Am Mastery Academy that we're going to be celebrating by December of 2020? All right, cool. Everybody in here, y'all better walk it like you talk it. You guys better walk it like you talk it. All right, cool. So Chairman 10, lessons that I learned at Chairman 10. Chairman 10, it was really significant for me. Chairman 10 was really big for me because of the fact that for me, no one in my family had made this type of money before. No one in my family had been able to teach me how to make this type of money before. And I knew for a fact that Chairman 10 was the type of money that I needed in order to change my situation, guys. And Chairman 10 was the type of money that I needed in order to be able to travel to my teams nonstop. Chairman 10 was the type of money that I needed because we understand that Chairman 10 is not going to create generational wealth. I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. A lot of people think that once they get to Chairman 10, I'm rich, right? 6 figures is the new Platinum 600 these days, the way the economy is freaking running outside. So you come to the realization that 6 figures comes and goes very, very, very fast. But Chairman 10 is going to give you enough income to make the decisions that you need to make in order to create generational wealth. So Chairman 10 was extremely significant and special for me. What I realized is that in order for me to get to Chairman 10, it wasn't about the numbers. Again, me and Jason were able to hit the rank of Chairman 10 in 63 days. It was never about the numbers. I understood that if you build the people built the organization. So I set out and I focused on specifically 9 individuals that were going to help me hit the rank of Chairman 10. You see, once I learned about, this is developing leaders, but John C. Maxwell has a book called The 5 Levels of Leadership. Write them down. Here are the 5 levels really quick. I'm going to shoot them out at you guys. Level number 1 is the position level. That's usually a boss or a manager at work. People don't follow those people because they want to. They follow them because they have to. Level number 2, permission. This is where you're really good at building relationships with your organization, really good at building friendships with your organizations. Essentially, the people inside of your team begin to trust you. Level number 3, development. Now, this is where, production. This is where the vast majority of people get stuck. Level number 3, production, right? And what's crazy about the production level is that, you can make money off of production because that means that you can produce income, but you won't create wealth off of that because you're always managing the production. Numbers go up, you're good. You take a step back. Numbers go down, you got to go and you got to drive those numbers again. It always feels like there's a hole in the bottom of your cup and it's always going down, always going down, always going down. Well, the reason being, and this is what I had to come to the realization, is that there's a massive difference between production and development. There's a massive difference between production and development. Number 4 of 5 levels of leadership is the development level, right? At this level of leadership, you're focused on developing the behaviors, focused on developing the skill sets, focused on developing the culture of the organization, the mindset of the organization. This took a lot of one-on-one calls. This took a lot of personal mentorship. This took a lot of sit-downs in coffee shops with key individuals. This took a lot of discernment, right? I recently got discernment tattooed on the side of my neck. It's being able to judge that gut feeling without being told or taught on what it is to do, right? So it took a lot of that, a lot of footwork in order for me to go out and find those 9 leaders and develop those 9 leaders, right? But when I found those individuals, I recognized the leadership inside of them. Guys, from there on out, I was set. I was set because those 9 individuals helped me build an organization of 500 customers all over the world at the rank of Chairman 10. Chairman 25. The lesson I learned at Chairman 25 is that there's a massive difference between motivation and manipulation. A lot of us think we're motivating when we're actually manipulating individuals. You see, one of them is for the good of yourself, aka manipulation. When you get somebody to do something for yourself, for your own gains, even if it's not with malintention, even if it's not malicious, right? But when you get people to do something for your own personal gain, I want you to understand that you are no longer motivating or inspiring. You are now manipulating. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, right? The other one, which is motivating somebody, inspiring somebody, is where you get them to do something for the good of someone else, whether it be themselves or someone else, right? A third party, right? How do you know when you're flirting the line between the two? Because it's so hard. I know we have these agendas where we want to accomplish what it is that we want to accomplish. We want to become 6- and 7-figure earners. We want to become level 5 leaders, right? And we have this with us. But here's the thing, where you realize you're flirting the line, you cross the line when you stop loving your team. You see, when you stop loving your team, it causes you to begin to use them for your gain, regardless if you notice or not. The moment that you stop loving someone, you will never use somebody that you love. And I mean genuinely love, not L-U-V love, but L-O-V-E love. And I'm not talking about in a romantic way. Like, you wouldn't use your brother or sister that you love, your mom and dad that you love, right? You wouldn't use your best friends that you love. And the moment that you stop loving people, the moment that you stop loving the organization, well, that's the moment that you begin to start utilizing them on a subconscious level. And eventually I've seen leaders turn into a conscious level. So with that said, guys, you got to always remember the difference between motivation and manipulation. If you're getting somebody to get on a call, if you're getting somebody to do something specific, ask yourself, who is it for? Let's talk about Chairman 50. Chairman 50, guys. Man, Chairman 50. So I joined the industry around 21 years old. I'm 27 years old now. I joined it around 21 years old. And I began to, I think by the time we were, I want to be honest about this. I think by the time I was about 24 years old, I was a Chairman 50. Yeah, because that would make sense. I was Chairman 100 at 25. So 24 years old, I was a Chairman 50. And at the time, I was the youngest Chairman 50 inside of the organization. Right now, there's Chairman 50s that are like 19, 20 years old. It's crazy. But I Everyone in my organization was a little older than me. There were individuals that had seen success inside of my organization, massive success. Like here I am, this young dude, hadn't seen success, found this company, started telling people about it. Timing played a massive role in it. Positioning played a massive role in it. I'm humble enough to know that the people I partnered with it played a massive role in it. And here I am put at this level of leadership where I felt that everything I had to do was to do it fast in order to grow up fast. I needed to become a level 5 leader, which is a pinnacle leader, as fast as possible in as much, as short of time as possible, guys. You see, I found myself always trying to please others. I found myself always trying to please others, which literally left me unfulfilled, guys. Like, truth be told, literally everything I was doing, I was hoping that someone was watching me. Literally everything that I was doing, I was hoping that I would be recognized for it. Literally everything that I was doing, I was hoping that, my team would see it or my leaders would see it and say, hey, Matt, that was an amazing call. That was an amazing job. Great work, right? I had to fill everyone in on everything that I do. And here's the thing at Chairman 50, the biggest lesson I learned is that you don't have to prove anything to anyone but yourself. You don't have to prove anything to anyone, your family, to anyone, your friends, to anyone, your foes, except for yourself. And the sooner that you recognize that, the sooner that the little wins become victorious. And that's important because progression keeps each and every single one of us going, The sooner that you recognize that, the sooner as to where it is that you won't have expectation from other individuals. And instead of expectation, it turns into appreciation, right? So you don't have to prove anything to anyone except yourself. Let's talk about Chairman 100. Chairman 100 means you have 5,000 customers inside of your organization. You are at the pinnacle level of leadership inside of this company. I remember 𝐿𝐶𝐸𝐿𝐿 was the first Chairman 100 inside of this business. That was the first time I ever heard of somebody making that type of income on a monthly basis, on an annual basis. It absolutely blew my mind, right? And I couldn't wait to hit the rank of Chairman 100. I figured once I'm at that 7-figure rank, I'm going to be, I'm going to be thriving. I'm going to be absolutely amazing. Things are going to be absolutely perfect. And I can't wait. I can't wait until I'm a Chairman 100. What I learned very rapidly at Chairman 100, I remember I was living in a house. Me and Jay actually, we got this sick house in Coral Gables out here in South Florida. And I woke up one morning and I was Chairman 100. I woke up with a hangover. And I was depressed. I was empty. I was not fulfilled. And that's when I realized that money will not fill every void in your heart. I know that saying this from a perspective of an individual that has money may not be as significant to an individual that is really suffering right now. But I was once that individual that was really suffering. I was once that individual just 4 years ago, almost 5 years ago. I was that individual. It's still clear as day. I remember what the bench feels like, a park bench on the back of my head. I remember what the black trash bag smells like with my dirty clothes in it, carrying it around my city that I went to school in. Like, it's very fresh inside of my head. And what I'll tell you right now is that money, yes, it's important. It's up there with the oxygen that we breathe. It dictates, what schools our kids go to. It dictates what we eat, where we eat. It dictates where we live, what we drive, what we wear, where we vacation, the experiences that we have. But it's not going to fill every void in your heart. You see, you come to the realization that this is much bigger than you and I. This is much bigger than any of us combined, right? And that's what leads me to what I was talking about in the very beginning. Now, I had to find something to believe in. You need something to believe in, something that fills your cup, something that represents your morals, your ethics, your ethos, right? It could be the tooth fairy. It could be the universe. It could be Allah. It could be Gandhi. It could be Jesus Christ. I mean, it doesn't matter who it is that you believe in, but you need something to believe in. And one morning I woke up with that empty void, that empty hole. And I knew immediately right then and there that I was missing that, right? I had a conversation with David. He confirmed it. And from there on out, I invited one of my boys over who's a pastor for a church out here in Miami. And from there on out, I just started seeking information, seeking wisdom, seeking to fill that void inside of my heart, because I understood that it was not just money. It was not just success. It was not just fulfillment from helping other individuals that were going to help become or make that a reality, right? And for me, that's not a suggestion. That's literally instruction, right? You got to find something to believe in, whether it's the powers of yourself, whatever the case may be, you got to find something to believe in. That's Chairman 100. Let's talk Chairman 250 really quick. Chairman 250, you have 2,500 customers inside. Wait, no. Chairman 250, you have, I think it's like 10,000 customers inside of your organization, something along those lines. And at that rank, what I learned was, I started partnering with a lot of influencers on social media, blue check mark type of individuals, right? And I started to look at what influencers, and we have a few on this call, shout out to you guys, but I started to look at what influencers, what we looked at, what we perceived as an influencer in today's modern day. And it's very different of what an actual influencer is out in the world. You see, on social media, we've gone ahead and we have a misconception. We measure an influencer's capability based off of the number of likes that's ran through an algorithm, right? We base our level of influence and the capability of somebody to influence based off of the number of followers that they have, their analytics on their social media. And what I realized is that most of the time you got to ask yourself, what are you influencing? So when I discovered what it was, the niche market that I wanted to influence, well, I said, how do I influence this specific niche market? How do I go in and influence this specific niche market? And it's very simple. According to Tony Robbins says that if you want to influence somebody, you have to know what already influences them. If you want to influence somebody, you have to know what already influences somebody. So a lot of the times we talk to our organizations, right? And mind you, Chairman 250, I had thousands inside of my organization that are not receptive to the same things, that do not have the same beliefs or the same morals or the same ethics. But yet I had to cultivate a culture, right, that was going to influence these individuals in a state where they are receptive. So I said, what influences? I got to find out what influences them. How do you find out what influences somebody? At the rank of Chairman 250, I had to learn how to listen. I had to learn how to genuinely listen. In the Bible, it says that people of wisdom are slow to speak because they are listening to understand. A fool finds no pleasure in understanding. A fool finds no pleasure in understanding. You see, God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth to listen twice as much as we speak. For so long, especially at this level of leadership, and if you're on this call and you're Chairman 250 and above, we're in a position where everybody is always listening to us. Everyone's always listening to the next move. Everyone's always listening to the directions that we're going to give them. Everyone's always listening, right, to every word that we say, and they hang on to it because they understand if you do what they do, you're going to get the results that they get. But how often do you listen? How often do you listen to the needs of your organization? How often do you listen to the struggles of your team? How often do you listen? You see, the number one reason why what's going on out there when it comes to race is because we're not listening. We're not listening to one another. So you have to learn to listen in and outside of this business. Now, I had a kid come up to me the other day and he said, my wife, she doesn't want me doing this business, man. She gave me an ultimatum. Are you listening to her? What is it that she's really afraid of? Trust me, she's not afraid of you seeing success. She's not afraid of you seeing breakthroughs. Nah, she's afraid of maybe losing you. She's afraid of something so much deeper. She's afraid of you getting hurt. And you would know this if you listen. If every other race right now would just listen, Things would be so much better. So how do we listen? Well, how do we listen? Check this out, guys. These are the levels of listening. The first level is ignoring, where you're not listening at all. We do that all the time. I ignore people on the regular, right? I ignore people subconsciously. I ignore people consciously. The first level is ignoring. The second level of listening is pretending. Pretending is the worst. You know, when you're on your phone and someone's talking, and you're just like, yeah, I'm not really there. You might as well hear Charlie Brown talking, wah, 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 right? Or if you're at a party, right, and you're looking over that individual's shoulder to see what's going on behind them, and he's sitting there talking to you, and you're not really there. Yeah, that's crazy. That is pretending to listen. The third level, right? The third level of listening, right, is selective listening. Now, selective listening is where it is that you may be looking over that shoulder, but then they say something that catches your attention, and you begin to interact with the conversation or respond. Or if you're selectively listening, if you are selectively listening currently right now, or not currently right now, but in a situation, if you're selectively listening, sometimes you are hearing them, but you're not listening to them. So you're hearing them with the intention to respond already, right? That's selective listening. And then last but not least, you have empathetic listening. Empathetic listening is, let's talk about empathy for a minute. Empathy is the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes, understanding people and not just seeking to be understood. Right? Understanding people, not just seeking to be understood. When you're empathetically listening, you're asking them questions. You're finding out what their struggles are. You're truly trying to understand their standpoint, their morals. I think it'd be a disservice if I didn't even talk about what it is that's going on inside of the world. And as I said earlier, it's because people aren't freaking listening. You know, one of the dumbest things you can say is all lives matter. All lives don't matter until Black lives matter. Right? And people don't understand that because they're not listening. They're hearing the words, all lives matter, but they're not listening to what's going on in the world. And they're not realizing that all lives don't matter currently right now. There's a reason as to why it is that the world is in turmoil right now. It's because we're not listening to one another. We're not listening to the cries. We're not listening to the help. We're seeking to be understood. And everyone has something to say. When's the last time you just shut up and listened? That skill set made me millions. Millions. That skill set made me millions. Chairman 500. Chairman 500 was the rank that I was at the longest out of any rank. So I believe I learned one of my biggest skill sets there. Your income will always match not only your work ethic and skill sets, but also your mindsets and behaviors. So your income will not only match your work ethic and skill sets, but also your mindsets and behaviors. Guys, I hit Chairman 500. Jason and I hit Chairman 500, held it for 2.5, 3 months and lost it. What was I doing during those 2.5, 3 months? What was I was celebrating. I was in the club. I was on vacations. I was answering the phone less. I had maxed out the comp plan. I mean, let me ask you a question. You know, you're 20, 25, 26, maybe, about 20. 25. You're 25 years old. You max out an entire compensation plan. You have literally access to whatever it is that you want at your fingertips. And you cannot make a penny more than what it is that you're making right now. How would you work if you could not progress? Me, I started slacking big time. And my income fell down. Every month that I wasn't at Chairman 500, being edified as a Chairman 500, it hurt me. It broke me. And I had to become that leader first. You follow me? I had to become that leader first. And I had to embody the skill sets first, right? You see, how would you work if you could not progress anymore? That's where I was able to dictate whether or not I was practicing my morals and my ethos, or if I was just preaching it. You see, what came to mind with that was that it's easier said than done. It's easy to rehearse lines. It's hard to actually practice them and stand by your ethos and ethics, right? So at Chairman 500, I just realized that the money that I make is a direct reflection of who it is that I am in all areas of life and not just inside this business. Last but not least, Chairman 750. Yo, I'm gonna open up this chat box one last time. How are you guys feeling right now? Before we get to the final rank, how are you guys feeling right now? If you guys had to drop one word on how it is that embodies you, how do you feel? Some of us are blessed right now. Some of us are pumped. Some of us are enlightened. Some of us are crying. Some of us are motivated, right? Some of us are dedicated. Some of us are happy. Some of us are hopeful. Some of us are relieved. Some of us are hyped. Some of us are speechless. That's incredible. As you look around, so many of us have the same exact thing in common. That's insane. All right. Chairman 750, the grand finale. Chairman 750, this was the hardest one to write because I've only been a Chairman 750 for about a little less than a week right now, actually. So this one was, it was interesting. It was interesting to sit back. And I thought about this. This was the first thought that came to my mind the morning, because the night that we hit Chairman 750, I was with the team out in Arizona, and we were all celebrating. We got excited. I jumped into a pool. We had just finished a training, and it was just crazy. The video is going to be coming out, such good energy. But it didn't feel real. I was like, yeah, what the heck? Like, okay, cool. The next morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, I woke up, I sat down, I meditated, I was praying, and I opened my eyes and I began to cry, and I realized very rapidly what it was that was going on. I realized it was just an insane amount of gratitude on my heart. And I at no point was I able to take credit for what it is that we had done. And that was something different that I had never experienced in any other rank before, because every other rank, I knew that I busted my tail. It's not that I didn't bust my tail for 750, because I worked harder than I ever have these last 6 months inside of this business. I've given this thing absolutely everything that I've got. But I just knew it wasn't me. It was so much more than me. So what I learned at Chairman 750 is there's no such thing as self-made. Anyone that says they're self-made is actually selfish. Behind every single success story, you realize that they're God-made, that they're team-made, right? Behind every success story, there's an individual or groups of individuals or situations and experiences that help get that said individual to the level that they are at. It would literally be impossible for me and Jason to have hit Chairman 750 inside of this company without the timing, without the leadership, without the educators, without every single customer, without every person that told us no, without our support system, without our chairmen, without our best friends, without our significant others, without our church, without so much. It would be impossible to even hit this pinnacle level of success, and to think that you are responsible for it, to think that you are responsible for supernatural impact. It doesn't make sense. You see, we take zero credit at Chairman 750, and we give it absolutely all away. So at 750, for those individuals that are looking to go 750, so I've seen crazy amount of people tagging it and saying they're going 750. For those individuals, keep dreaming. Keep your head up, right? Stay focused and understand, despite what situation you're going through right now, good or bad, we're never down. You see, we're never down here in this organization. We're either up or we're getting back up. The only way we're down is when we quit, and there's no quitting around this way. You see, we made a commitment and we're going to stick it out. But as we're sticking it out, wait your turn. The number one thing that I have as a pet peeve inside of this business is comparison towards other people's success, comparison towards other people's vision, comparison towards other people's systems, whatever the case may be. You just wait your turn, because you're exactly where it is that you are supposed to be. And none of this success was according to my timing. It was all according to God's will and God's timing. So just be patient, right? Guys, this company, it's going, right? And we're on the train right now. So that's step number one. Now we just got to take advantage of this thing, right? 1 million customers, impacted, enriched, and educated by December of 2020. 1,000 Chairmen 10s and above by December of 2020, helping us create $1 billion legacy. We're only a quarter of the way to those goals. So either they're going to happen inside of your organization or you're going to watch them happen in someone else's. But regardless of the fact, you've been a pivotal role up until this point of helping us experience the success that we've experienced. We're grateful. We honor you. We celebrate you. We thank you. And I'm telling you this in the most non-cliche way. We're just getting started. So you guys have an amazing evening. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. As you guys exit, I would love for you guys to do me a favor, right? I would love for you guys to do me a favor and drop 3 things that you're grateful for. I'll start off. I'm grateful for this call. I'm grateful for the squad, and I'm grateful for God. So I'm gonna open up the chat box before you leave. 3 things that you're grateful for. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.